Money Monday, and I am super excited to talk about farming. Not the agricultural sense, but in the real estate sense of farming. And I am excited to have Heather Durbrow here from Chicago Titles. Chicago Title is one of my favorite companies as far as title goes. Chicago Title has so many tools for us as agents, and also the support is really, really good. Heather knows a lot about marketing. If you haven't already had a one-on-one with Heather, I highly recommend you jump in and schedule that with her. And of course, we have Brad Turpin here from Encompass Lending, and Brad is always available. He's a wealth of knowledge as well. So if you haven't scheduled your one-on-one with Brad, it's Q4, as I was just saying. It is time to line up your business for 2025. So I want you to take advantage of these awesome people and the resources and knowledge that they have for you. So we're going to jump into farming, and I'm going to, I think what I'm going to do, Heather, is I'm going to make you, we can share. You should be able to share, right? I didn't make you a host, but you can share.
Okay, let me try to do that.
All right.
Okay, perfect. Can you see that active farm on the screen?
Yep.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Hi everyone. For those that don't know me, my name is Heather Durbrow with Chicago Title. I am out of our West Roseville location, but we can handle any escrow within California. Like Krista said, I have amazing tools and tech that we offer our realtor partners. So if we haven't sat down one-on-one or had a Zoom together, please feel free to reach out. I did put my contact information in the chat because we can take a deeper dive into your personal marketing plan. If you haven't done so already, if you could just shoot your name and your email address in the chat, and then I can make sure to send you what we talk about today. If not, I can always send it to Krista and she could forward off to the team. So today I'm going to show you one of our favorite farming tools that Chicago Title offers. This is our active farm platform. And primarily, most of my realtor partners are using this for farming. And farming stands for Focused Area Real Estate Marketing. So there's a couple different ways that you can farm. Most popular is a geographic farm, meaning we draw out your neighborhood and we take a look at a neighborhood snapshot and kind of see what's going on within your neighborhood. We can also farm around listings or open houses or things like that. That is geographic. There's also demographic farming. Now, demographic, that can mean you are targeting different surnames. Maybe you just want to target Hispanic surnames or Russian surnames. We have the capability to do that. Maybe you want to target folks that are going through a life event. That can be death, divorce, bankruptcy, notice of default. So we have the capability of doing that in one of our programs. So typically when we talk about farming, I don't recommend that you start farming unless you can be consistent for the next year to year and a half. And ideally touching these folks at a minimum of once a month, ideally more. And that could be door knocking, that could be direct mail, that could be cold calling, email campaigns, community events, Facebook ads. So if you do choose to farm, it's best to be super hyper local and do, a handful of different touches. So what I'm going to show you today is how I would use this particular tool. And I don't want you to get overwhelmed and of what I'm showing you, because the cool thing about this particular product is I have the capability of drawing whatever out in here and then sharing it to your account. So your job as agents are to get leads and negotiate contracts. I'm more of the marketing gal. So if you aren't super analytical, if you don't want to do this on your own, you can always text or email me kind of neighborhoods that you're interested in. I could do my magic and send directly to your account. Okay. What I can't do, title companies cannot provide phone numbers, email addresses, or life event leads for free. We do have portals that you'll, be able to purchase that data. But as far as anything that are address related, that's no charge. So let's get started. I am going to, this is the homepage. As you can see, I do this for a ton of clients. So I currently have 346 farms in here. I should get that cleaned up, but I'm going to go draw this out and I'm going to click new farm. And from this page, you have the capability of searching by subdivision or zip codes. I like to do Polygon, so I'm going to leave it at Polygon and hit continue. And then I'm just going to type in my work address. And it's going to pull up the map. Since I am in a commercial building, I'm going to change this to satellite view just to make sure that I draw out a neighborhood. So here's an example of a neighborhood by my office. Let's say that this was your neighborhood that you were interested in, or maybe you had a listing coming up, so you wanted to take a look. And I'm just going to start clicking. Okay. And then I'm going to click where I started. And then I'm going to click continue. And I'm just going to follow the prompts. So once I'm on this page, I like to deselect everything and only select what I drew out. I know this is a single family neighborhood, so that's what I'm going to click. I'm going to then click continue or get count and then follow the prompts. So I'm just going to name this Fathom Test, agree to the data, and hit send. So right now it's pulling the analytics on all 101 properties we drew out. As long as you draw less than 3,000 homes, it will work properly. Meaning you can't call me and say, hey, Heather, send me all the likely next sellers in all of Roseville. It doesn't work quite like that. It works better if we draw out smaller areas. Typically, most agents, if they do choose to geographic farm, they have anywhere between 200 and 250. The theory behind that is because if they do choose to door knock, they could, potentially door knock 50 to 75 homes every week. And then in a month time span, they would have hit everyone. So if you are a door knocker. Okay. So then I'm going to click on what we named it. So I'm going to click on Fathom Test. And then bear with me while it pulls up. And this page shows all 101 folks that we drew out that you then can export out. You can download the Facebook audience to potentially place Facebook and Instagram ads. You can, if you guys are using a particular CRM, it puts it in that format and so forth. But from this page, I like to go to this micro farms category and I like to click on stats. Now on this stats page, it's going to pull up exactly what's going on within that neighborhood. So we can see turnover rate. So the turnover rate isn't super high. Ideally, we would love to see a minimum of 5 to 6%. This is almost 3. It's showing us the length of stay is about 14 years. This average sales price, this is the average sales price of everyone that we drew out, no matter when they purchased. So you kind of want to ignore that. Some people get caught up in that's the average sales price right now. You want to look at the last 12 months. That's what it sold for. But Gold Farm, if I was an agent, this is what I would be doing. Gold Farm is this program's verbiage for likely to sell in the next 12 to 24 months. So even if you didn't want to geographic farm these 101 folks, I can go up here to micro farms and click on Gold Farm. And then for no charge, you have access. Here's the 8 folks that are flagged likely to sell in the next 1 to 2 years. So you can always call me and say, hey, Heather, I have an upcoming listing or an open house. Send me the likely next sellers, the Gold Farm around that neighborhood. And I can email that over to you. I have the capability of sharing this directly to your account once you sign up. So I would be using this program simply for the Gold Farm. If you didn't have the time, energy, money, resources to invest in a geographic farm, these are only 8 people that you could, potentially door knock. by their email addresses or send a handwritten card. So I would definitely pay attention to these micro farm categories, such as the out of state, the absentee owners, and gold farm. So such a really, really cool platform. Of course, they won't reveal all the data analytics that make them a gold farm. But I can tell you that on a national level, this company has said that the gold farm list has a 70% chance of selling within 1 to 2 years. So, pretty incredible stats if you think of it that way. Is there any questions on this program?
I have one question.
Yeah.
So this is all free data, right? Everything that you've shown us so far is free.
Everything that I've shown you is free. The only things that you have to pay for if you wanted to are phone numbers and email addresses. Phone numbers are 8 cents a record and email addresses are 8 cents a record in this portal. If you do choose to purchase phone email on a larger scale, we have another platform that I would introduce you to, and you can save a couple cents per record. They charge 5 cents a phone number and 7 cents an email.
Yeah, that's still really good. So from here, if I took this gold farm,
Mhm.
could I go back to the Facebook and Instagram targeting? Could I market to them that way?
Absolutely. You can target those folks directly through this portal you can pay for, or you can download the Facebook audience for free. So a lot of our clients download the Facebook audience for free, and then they use that CSV file to then upload into Facebook Ad Manager and target just those folks.
Okay, and then how many of these can you set up? Could you do like, so there's only 8 in this one little neighborhood of 100 houses, right?
Yes.
Is that pretty typical? Like, you know?
Yeah, I've seen, and I only drew out 101, people or small neighborhood, but yeah, you could essentially, what's pretty cool is draw out multiple areas, and then you can have, one giant gold farm list potentially.
Okay.
So you can always draw out bigger areas or just take little pockets. What I think is pretty cool is to use this tool for an open house. So let's say you're hosting an open house. These are great people to follow up with after, like, hey, I just held a successful open house in your neighborhood. 30 families came by. Obviously, there can only be one buyer for this one house, but I have a list of buyers interested in this neighborhood. Are you interested in selling or know any of your neighbors that are? So I always think this is a great follow-up list for after an open house too.
Cool. Sarah Lynn had a question. She wants to know if they need to sign up with a title company to get this data. How do they engage with you and get this going?
Great question. So if you put your email address in the chat, I'll copy it down, or you can contact me at heatherd@ctt.com, and I put that in the chat as well. But this is proprietary to Chicago Title. So we do monitor, business given versus tool usage. So yes, you have direct access through me, and then your partnership and relationship with Krista. So I can get everyone set up. All I need is your email address, and I can email you instructions on how to do that.
Right. I can see a lot of people are now putting their contact information.
Yay,
perfect.
perfect.
Before, like all y'all that are on the call, if you could put your contact information, email, phone number, that helps everyone connect with you outside. If you want to let us know where you're selling and marketing, because we have a pretty large data, like geographic area too in this district. So it always is nice to know who else is around if you have a referral or you're looking to send someone. So yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So this is free. Active Farm, is that the name of the program?
Yes, activefarmct.com. And then, yeah, Rosie mentioned the counties that she targets. This is a statewide and nationwide platform. So anyone can use this tool, which is cool.
So let's say I have a business partner in a different state.
Yes.
We could market in another state also, yes?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
I'm just jotting down your guys' emails to make sure that I send that to you. And then Krista, I'll make sure to include you on there. So in case anyone's contact information was missed, you can forward that on.
Yeah. So we have lots of time. Does anyone else have questions on this tool? Anybody else want to see maybe a different farm? Like,
Yeah, I can draw out a different area.
Yeah. Shh. Stop that. They can hear you. My peanut gallery is chatting here too. Okay. Okay. So can you walk us through one more time? How did we get to Gold Farm? So we start from the very beginning.
You got it.
Awesome.
Okay. So shrink that. All right. I'm going to go back to the home page, which is I'm going to click on Farm Manager. Okay, so starting from scratch, I'm going to go to New Farm. And also, this is updated twice a month. So you'll never have to like reorder your farm. This farm grade section is based on either turnover rate or the potential to sell. So, you know, you're looking for A's and B's, try to stay away from C's and D's. But you can make that decision, you know, based on how many likely next sellers there are. I know the market's funky, it's been funky, inventory's low. So obviously turnover rate's going to be much lower. So that's where the grade is from. But I'm going to click on New Farm. And then I'm going to click on Polygon and hit continue. Or you could search by subdivision if that's something that you wanted to do. And I'm just going to type in an address. I'm going to do the same address by my office, and you have the ability to change to satellite view or map view. And let's say this time we wanted to see like this pocket over here. So I'm just going to click and end where I start. And at a glance, it's going to show us the turnover rate too. So I could see the turnover is 3.3%. If you wanted to try for a different area, you could always reset it and draw another area. But just for demo purposes, I'm going to hit continue. And then I personally like to deselect everything and just select what I drew out. Other people tend to do all residential properties. A note about these ADUs, California, we're not up to speed yet on the public record side of things, so other states are. So if you click on the single family with ADUs, nothing's going to happen, at least right now for California. So just a heads up with that. Then I'm going to scroll down and hit get count. I'm going to click send to farm manager. I'm going to name this test 1. Agree to the data and hit send. So right now what it's doing, it's pulling the analytics on the 363 properties that we drew out. While that is doing this, I'm going to go to the chat and just make sure that I have everyone's email. And if you are a door knocker, and I'll specify this in my email, this coincides with our door knocking app. So you can draw it out on here. And then it would be in your app, which is pretty. Okay, so from this page, we're going to look for what I named it. And it's still searching. We're waiting until test 1 pops up, and there it is. So I'm going to hit test 1. And from here, if we're specifically looking for the gold farm, I'm going to find that in micro farms. Here is the surname section. So if you were only targeting folks with a particular surname, you can click on that, which is pretty cool. So we do have some clients that do, you know, target different surnames. So they find that right there for no charge. But I'm going to go to the micro farm section, and I can either click on stats to kind of get a neighborhood snapshot, or I could scroll straight to gold farm. and see how many populate within that little neighborhood that I drew out. And there's 39. So this is much larger than that other neighborhood. I can just target these 39 folks and I can export it out from right here, this little share function. Another cool thing that if you're interested in doing is they have this anniversary section. And it pulls everyone that purchased within the month that we're in, no matter what year. So this is pulling up everyone that purchased in October. And that would be really, cool to send like a house anniversary card, or, maybe this person, Mark, that bought in 2015, following up with them, seeing if they've made any updates to the home. It just gives you a reason to, touch these folks. But again, if you want to specifically target those likely to sell, I can go to micro farms, hit gold farm, and then it pulls up there for no charge, and you can export it out.
Nice. So let's say we're implementing this. You said some of the things you could do would be do handwritten cards or something along those lines. If you wanted to do any kind of like print marketing or whatever, do you recommend a platform for that, or how can we plug this in?
Love CoreFact. So I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with CoreFact. CoreFact runs on average about $1 a card. I'll pull it up. And the reason I really, really like CoreFact is it's called the action piece on it. So I'll sign in so you guys can see. But basically, I can go to this postcard section, and they have door hangers and calendars and, other stuff, but I can go to this postcard section, and let's just say you want like a market update. So I can click on market update, and let's say, whatever, let's say you like this one. So you just click on it. But the benefit of it, and again, it runs about $1 a postcard. The benefit of it is that you can choose a backside with this QR code, and you don't have to design the website, but it's very address specific. So if you send me a postcard with this QR code and I scan it, this is what comes up. This is our little demo site. You don't have to create this. It's done for you through the platform. But it's called action. So it's told me to scan it. I, as the consumer, scan it. And then you, as the real estate agent, you will get emailed saying, Heather at 123 Main Street logged on to see how much your house is worth. So that's a hot lead. So your contact information would be up front. Me as the consumer, I can scroll and see the comps in my particular neighborhood. And then you get an email saying that 123 Main Street logged on to see how much their house is worth. So I like that because everything is designed for you. You don't have to spend the time designing the marketing. So if I was an agent, you can spend $40, a month on those Gold Farm folks just so they get something. So I, again, really, really like, and this is CoreFact, CoreFact.com.
Cool. And it sends you an email when
It
there's
it sends you an email, and just if you're like all of us that, get a ton of emails a day, if you miss it, you can go to Contacts Manager and check to see if anyone is logged on. So it'll be on this homepage under the lead section, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah, so I really like this. And what is postage now? Like 73 cents or something obnoxious. This includes postage. So for 99 cents a card, approximately, they're sending the mailer, and that includes postage. They're a Bay Area company too, so with great customer service. But yeah, I really, really like this company. Again, I don't work for them or anything, but I love the set it and forget it type thing. So you can essentially set up, the next 3, 6, 9, 12 months of marketing, if you wanted it just to go to that Gold Farm folks. And if you follow them on Instagram or Facebook, they have 5% off codes that they post too.
Oh, how would that work? Like you have the postcard, but then from within CoreFact, you can also connect Facebook and Instagram?
Oh, no, if you follow, sorry, if you follow Core Fact as a company
Oh,
on Facebook or Instagram, they post 5% off codes. So if you do choose to use them as a mailer, you can get 5% off.
got it. Thank you. All right. Anyone else have questions for Heather?
I think I was able to jot down everyone's email. Let me
Yeah,
just
I
stop.
can send you that when I download the recording, the chat.
Oh, perfect. And then I will include you on the email too, Krista.
Okay. Super. Okay, does anybody else have questions on farming, how to use it? No, and then they just need to connect with you to get set up, Heather.
I have everyone's email. Yes, if you didn't give me your email address, please contact me. I put my contact info in the chat, but otherwise I will send an email to everyone on how they can get signed up.
Okay, super great. Okay. I think that's it. Kevin says, thanks, great info. Yeah, this is really helpful. I feel like, you know, we all need to benefit. We can all benefit from.
Yes, and even if you, I just tell people, even if you don't want to farm, just check your own neighborhood. Like, it would be awesome to know, like, you know, who of your neighbors have been flagged likely to sell, just so you know. So, yeah.
Stalk your neighbors. That's what I
Yeah,
heard.
big fan.
Okay. Thank you, Heather. I appreciate that.
So welcome.
Brad, do you have anything you want to add for today? Anything new coming up?
No. Kind of quiet today, to be honest.
It is good. Appreciate that.
All right. Every once in a while.
Yeah, every once in a while. I expect we'll have some busy interactions as soon as the Fed makes another move. We'll see what's going on. I appreciate that, Heather. I really appreciate your time. If you haven't connected with her one-on-one, please do take the time. She's a huge resource. This is just one little tool out of many, many tools in the tool belt that Chicago Title has. There is Chicago One. There's all kinds of stuff that she can help you connect with, including, I think there's also, I want to say it's Breakthrough Broker, right, Heather?
Yeah, we have a whole marketing platform, Breakthrough Broker. We have our Chicago Agent One net sheet portal, Chicago Title Library. So yes, if we haven't sat down or had a Zoom one-on-one, please let me know, reply to the email that I'll send you. I'll get you set up.
Yeah.
All the things.
With all the things, and there are so many things. That's why I wanted you to come on, because like I said, we're getting ready for our business plan for 2025, doing our Thrive with 25. And so you're going to need to have some tools ready to go. And Heather is a great resource. Highly recommend, 2 thumbs up. And I appreciate you taking the time. So we're going to wrap it up. I appreciate everyone for jumping on. Please connect with Heather and connect with Brad. And all of you that are here, connect with each other. That would be great as well. And we'll see you next Monday. Have a great week.
All right. Thank you, Heather.
Bye, guys. Good seeing everybody.